Today I will be talking about my experience with Minoxidil with Tretinoin for hair loss. In my previous video I described the research I did on this very highly interesting topic of combining Minoxidil, a very famous and proven treatment against hair loss, with Tretinoin. So the video is in the description, but I will tell you the highlights of that. In a nutshell, Tretinoin can enhance the absorption of Minoxidil insanely. Additionally, people that use Tretinoin get also those amazing benefits for which it was first approved: skin smoothness, skin rejuvenation, and even skin cancer prevention. So as I said, the last video I did about this was something like a summary about the most important findings I did about this topic. The thing was that I was so amazed about its potential benefits that I decided to order the product myself, which is Minoxidil with Tretinoin for hair loss. So this video should help you to answer many of the questions you had last time in the comments, such as what dose of Tretinoin should you use with Minoxidil, how often should you use it, and what results you can expect, etc, etc. So as for me, I've been using only Minoxidil for around 9 months already. Now I have this bottle that also contains Minoxidil with Tretinoin, and I've been using this for some weeks now. However, I can tell you already my impressions about it and whether I think it's worth it to use it or not. Now, before doing that, you may be wondering, but Al, what the hell is Tretinoin and why the hell should I worry about using it? Okay, so let me explain. If you're suffering from hair loss, chances are you already are using or at least heard of Minoxidil. It's one of the best hair stimulators of today and the only one of its kind that has been approved by the Food and Drug Administration for hair loss. The problem is that even if it may work wonders, it only works for around 40% of the population using it. The other 60% either don't get the insane results or they just continue losing their hair as normal. Now, I was one of the lucky guys that was a good responder of the product Minoxidil, but not in an insane way. For instance, I never managed to regrow my temple area, which I'm hiding right now, and this is something that for sure has been bothering me. Besides, I've been using a Derma pen which makes tiny holes in your skin and improves, therefore, the absorption of Minoxidil. Anyhow, the scientific community came up with the necessity of developing a new product that would increase the effectiveness of Minoxidil. Not just for some, but for the whole population. So they combined actually in a study Minoxidil with Tretinoin, which for their amazement improved the effectiveness and absorption of Minoxidil insanely. For instance, in a study made in 2019, 43% of the participants that were predicted to be non-responders were converted to responders only 5 days after starting the treatment of Minoxidil with Tretinoin. Now, why this is the case is still somehow unknown. They first thought it may be dependent on the absorption, meaning that maybe Tretinoin was helping for Minoxidil to get absorbed by the skin. But that theory got discarded almost immediately, since Tretinoin is actually a treatment that makes your skin grow thicker. The most accepted theory is that Tretinoin may be increasing the enzymatic activity of sulfotransferase, which is the enzyme you need for Minoxidil to actually work. People that have more activity of that enzyme in their hair follicles are much better responders to Minoxidil and get much better results than people that don't. It has been studied that people that have less of this enzymatic activity in their hair follicles are the ones that get worse results with Minoxidil. Okay, so now that you know why people are using Minoxidil with Tretinoin for hair loss, it is time to talk about my experience using it. So, I'm personally using this one, Dual Gen 5R, which is a Minoxidil/Tretinoin solution by the company Minoxidil Max. I don't actually know of any other company that sells this product already prepared like they do. So if you happen to know about any other company that sells it right now, please write it down in the comments below. Now, as for this product, I would put down a link below so you know where to find it. You can, of course, be more rogue and decide to do the treatment, the solution yourself at home, if you happen to have a tube of Tretinoin. That's, however, a bit more complicated to do. If you decide to do so, you will need to put 0.25 milligrams of Tretinoin in 1 milliliter of Minoxidil, or 15 milligrams of Tretinoin in a 60 milliliter bottle of Minoxidil. However, I just don't recommend doing this at home since it's pretty complicated to measure it. In my opinion, it's much better to buy it from a company that already sells it, like Minoxidil Max. Besides, the product is not so much more expensive. one of these bottles costs $32 and it lasts you up to 2 months. So you pay around $16 for 1 month of supply. Okay, so besides that, let's see what my other impressions of the product were so far. First of all, if you're already using Minoxidil for hair loss, you will know that it has something like a transparent color. Minoxidil with Tretinoin, however, has something like a yellowish color to it. That surely comes from the Tretinoin. The good news is it doesn't smell whatsoever. What it does is leaving your skin a bit stickier than just using Minoxidil without the Tretinoin. But if you're gonna apply it at night like I do, then it shouldn't be a problem. But now here comes the most important part that you should know about. The first time you apply Minoxidil with Tretinoin to your skin, you should expect a mild burning sensation. Yeah, burning sensation. That's your skin reacting to Tretinoin for the first time. The burning sensation is not so bad and it doesn't really hurt. It's just there. What is important to mention too, however, is what happens to your skin the next day after applying it. Your skin will start to flake off in the area where you applied Tretinoin, as you were a snake that was changing its skin. So please don't apply the product a day before having a very important corporate meeting where you're gonna close the deal of your life. Now, and from the way I'm describing it, it sounds worse than it actually is. You can surely wash off the dead skin that came off and look normal again. Besides, as I mentioned before, after some weeks of using the product, your skin will adapt to the Tretinoin and stop flaking off like it does in the first weeks. So, overall, is it worth using it and do I recommend it to you? That depends on you personally and only you. If you are someone that is already using Minoxidil with good results, then leave it be. You don't need to add Tretinoin to it. Now, if you're someone that is thinking about starting Minoxidil for the first time, I would also argue that you shouldn't try it with Minoxidil for now. I do recommend using Minoxidil with Tretinoin to those people like me who have been already using for a while Minoxidil but don't really get the results they wished for. So it's for all those people that were something like medium to non-responders of Minoxidil alone. So in those cases, I highly recommend using Minoxidil with Tretinoin in combination. As for me, since I've been using this treatment for just a few weeks, I still can tell you how much better it works. For that, I will do a 3-month review soon, so stay tuned for that. If you wish to learn more about Minoxidil with Tretinoin, click on this video I first made about it. Until next time, I wish you a happy hair journey. Adios!